Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beefle Presents. It's 7:37, and it's time for another edition of Cancel Court. Let's do this.
Beef Vegan presents Cancel Court.
I got courtside seats. I'm in. Who's on trial?
All right, this week we are putting rapper DaBaby on trial. Oh, yes, DaBaby. Now, Mari's the prosecutor. I'll be the judge, and you guys are the jury. 600 KFMA, that's 600-5362. To call in and weigh in and give us your verdict. All right, what is the case that we have against DaBaby, Mari?
Okay, so DaBaby's been a bad baby.
Okay, a bad baby.
All right, he made some homophobic remarks during a festival over the weekend. He said that people should put their phone lights up if they don't have AIDS.
Oof.
Yeah, or
That's a callback too, because it's like AIDS. AIDS is not necessarily like, a hot topic nowadays, and people are more worried about catching COVID than getting HIV.
Right.
Right.
Bigger things to worry about. Yeah, or if they weren't performing oral sex on another man in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Right. Ugh. I mean, both things together. It's just kind of like, all right, DaBaby. And then he tried to later explain himself, but he did a very bad job.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so what did he do to explain himself?
Well, he said, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that make you die in 2 or 3 weeks.
False.
Yeah. Put your
dummy.
Phone up,
this big idiot. First off, HIV is not even a death sentence anymore.
No.
Like, they have the medication and proper treatment. I mean, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson has been living with HIV longer than he lived without it.
Right.
That's amazing. That's crazy to think about. He's been living with HIV longer than he lived without it. We're at that point in life and time in history. So that's, So people don't necessarily die. If they don't have any money, they'll die from it. But, if they have money, they'll survive.
2 or 3 weeks is a little extreme.
Right. Not everyone's Eazy-E, and he was, murdered. So that's a different thing.
He also added that any guys who didn't, perform oral on another man in the parking lot should also put their phones in the air.
I was seeing people on Twitter make this brilliant observation. He's performing in front of thousands upon thousands of people for the first time in 2 years. Why is this on your mind now? Why are you thinking about dudes getting it on with other dudes, DaBaby? That says a lot about you. I mean, that's a closeted move right there.
Totally.
It's usually the people that are the most homophobic are the ones that are the most desired to want to have that kind of lifestyle and end up getting caught, secretly in the closet, whatever, getting it on with dudes. But they're the loudest opponents against homosexuality. It makes no sense, but it's telling. And when someone says this on stage in the middle of a concert, what he's really saying to me is, how many dudes out there want to get some of the baby? Because DaBaby hungry. DaBaby needs a pacifier in his mouth. The pacifier being your peen.
Oh man.
What else you say? I know, it's all right. I shouldn't have did that accent. That was not cool at all. So that's not how DaBaby sounds.
Oh, I mean, maybe. But he said there were gay and straight fans at the show, including a guy in the front row who was wearing a crop top.
Well, yeah, you're in Miami, dude.
Right.
Again, know your audience.
Totally. And then he said that they put all their lights up because even his gay fans don't have AIDS because they're not nasty or junky.
Oh, man,
which is awful.
This guy can't shut the F up.
Right.
Oh, every time he talks, he makes it worse. Oh.
Like you said, it's not like a death sentence. Like, you're not nasty or a junkie if you have AIDS. Like, there's modern medicine to help you. You're not going to die in 2 or 3 weeks. Like, everything he was saying was just ridiculous.
Yes.
And rude. Honestly, that's just mean. You're really saying that AIDS people are nasty and junkies, and that's not okay.
And that's not the case in a lot of the cases. This should be open and shut case. And of course, we have a rock audience, so maybe possibly a lot of people out there don't give a rat's ass about DaBaby to begin with. Don't even know about DaBaby, but there's another rapper called Lil Baby as well. There's a lot of babies in the game right now. A lot of babies, so we want to ask you 600 KFMA, should DaBaby be canceled? This should be pretty simple. Guilty or not guilty. Do you think DaBaby will be canceled? Should you cancel him out of your life? You're not concerned about DaBaby. You never were. But even more so now. Done. I definitely got to hear from my jury before I reach a verdict. But I do feel like the verdict's going to be pretty easy to come across.
Like you said, open and shut.
Kinda. I mean, the guy's super guilty. Let's go to the phone and see what we got here. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
Oh.
Okay. Sweet. And that sounds like a guilty.
Yep.
Yeah. That's...
Google guilty.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, when it comes to, I'll do the phone one last time, see if this works. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
This is Stacy.
Stacy. Okay. So, in the case of the people versus rapper DaBaby, should DaBaby be canceled?
Yes, most definitely. Everything he said was so ugly.
Right.
Yeah, we absolutely right. And just ugly and ignorant, and I mean, and then he doubled down and he's like, I can get dumber. Yeah.
Very homophobic. Imagine how like people in the industry feel. His own friends, his own family that's gay.
Right. Yeah. And he's in the music industry. There's a lot of people. There's all different types of people. So yeah, he offended a lot of people within his inner circle probably that he didn't even know about. So absolutely. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you heard it, and I got more people calling in, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this is an open and shut case. Good job prosecuting DaBaby. And when it comes to cancel court, we find DaBaby guilty. So he is canceled. We'll be right back.